Welcome to the Strategic Oracle, the transmission space where timing meets soul and wealth begins with the rhythm. Let's begin. Happy new moon. Here we are in the middle of March, and we're just before the equinox. We only have 2 days to go until we get to the equinox. And so we have this beautiful new moon. We've just completed the eclipse. We are heading into the next season, but here we are at the last point of this season. And the new moon wants to remind us to have fun. So that feels really yummy. So let's talk about why that is. So we have the sun and the moon meeting together at 28 degrees Pisces. And so what that means is that it's another one. It's another new beginnings. There's an opportunity to cycle in a different way. And so we're doing this right before we head into a new season. So we can take this energy into the new season by doing something that is somewhat indulgent if we have been hard charging and really blocking and tackling and finishing up tasks. Yes, wise strategist, I'm calling you out. Or we can rein in a little bit if we've been a little bit too self-indulgent. And so this is a good equalizer. We have Jupiter and Venus. They wanted to talk first, right? Normally I'll talk about the sun and the moon, but no, these two planets are like, nope, we're talking about me. Talk about indulgence, right? And so Jupiter, we know Jupiter is like the fat cat, is like, yeah, you know what? Those chocolates are super yummy. Go shopping. No one will mind if you have more credit card debt. And Venus is like, you need it. Venus is like, oh, no. That third chocolate is a really good idea because I really want it. And you know what? Who cares if you just bought 7 pairs of shoes? Don't you want 3 more? When these two planets meet in the way that they're meeting right now, they can kind of run amok. They're usually super good news, really buoyant, really positive, and supportive of you. But they're so supportive that they will talk you into something that might not be a good idea. So as long as you're mindful of that, this is really beautiful because in some ways you probably do want to indulge. And that's not a word I usually use, right? But it's Piscean energy, and we're not going to see it again for another year. Not that those two planets are in that energy, but the sun and the moon are, and they are central to this conversation. We have a stellium here. We've got Mercury here. We have Mars here. We have this collective soul karma. We've got a lot of blending. The blending that we have are obviously the sun and moon, always with a new moon. That's the deal. They're kicking off a new cycle. With that one, they're kicking off a brand new cycle, especially when the season is going to turn in 2 days. And then when we have Mercury with that soul collective, what we're doing is we're marking our destiny. It's an 8 degree. Are we able to think of ourselves in an infinity? Have we opened ourselves and our minds? Have we removed limiting beliefs? Are we ready to dream the biggest dream and to get really creative and innovative to be able to achieve that dream? Now, this isn't about working on it. Pisces doesn't do a lot. Pisces is that quiet stillness. I'm going to sit in it. I'm going to be really at like the goddess attracting things to me. Mercury's retrograde, so you're going to be revisiting some things. It's the end of the retrograde for Mercury, but still has a few more days. So we want to be mindful of that too. And when you're thinking about this, you're almost finishing. You're at like 80 days out of the quarter. So this is a really good moment to say, I'm not going to do a goals or an audit or a really big check. The energies don't support anything like that. This isn't about completion or details or about finishing. This is about very lightly back of the envelope while you're walking and ruminating and, wondering, I wonder how I've done. Let me just take a peek, look at what my goals are, and like, damn, I didn't make it. Or, ooh, I'm right on track. That will be a really good indication of how you want to celebrate that if you're right on track or if you're really behind, how you want to recalibrate. So that's it. From like a work perspective, this is not a work that literally this chart is not about work at all. I know it's a Wednesday here in the US. And so, yeah, even if it's a Thursday in Australia, it's still the middle of the week. But you know what? You might want to take a pass on today. You might not want to have 20 meetings today. If you do, you're not going to get much done. So it could be, now that you know this, you might be like, maybe I'll reschedule some things and just sort myself. Because actually, all of my recommendations for the intuitive success signatures are all about playing. They're not about work at all. Remember that the lunar phases always have 3 days. So if you're listening to this the day before or the day of or the day after, you can flex your schedule with it because it's going to be stirring for that full time. But what would be super helpful are some of the magical tools. Pisces is super magical, so there's no practical tips here. There's the magical tools. The flower essence for the month is aspen. That helps you not be anxious. You're not going to feel anxious at this lunar cycle, but if you have been, or if you feel like you'll, have some regret or some guilt, if you do just take off and play, then if you feel like, oh, there's going to be some anxiety related to that, aspen is really good for that. Aspen is better for that vague anxiety, but it's not really related to anything other than you giving yourself a breath and relief, which you probably deserve anyway. The spirit animal is seahorse, and that is super buoyant and fun and playful, and there is a good luck element there, so that energy could be fun. And then the crystal that came in is not the crystal of the month. The crystal that came in is chrysocolla. It's all about joy. So it's joy. Let's seek joy. And if you haven't taken the quiz, go ahead and take it. The link is in the show notes. And for the wise strategist, this is going to be the hardest for you. But if you soften or relax a deadline, eliminate a task, be a little bit indulgent that way. For you, intuitive visionary, add a whimsical piece to your strategy. Just add something fun. Collaborative explorer, take the day off or take a fat 3-hour lunch. Ruling warrior, have fun at work, celebrate a win. Creative superstar, get romantic and playful with a loved one. And loving alchemist, write love notes and create a little treasure hunt, either for yourself or for someone else. And let's go into the ritual with these energies. And as we're stirring these things, this is about you just sinking into the celebration of who you are. You're going to put the weight of everything right down. So unless you're driving, close your eyes, come into your space. And I would love for you to lift the yoke that is on your shoulders. I want you to literally envision yourself putting your hands up as if you're lifting a weight that's on your shoulders, and you're lifting it up and you're placing it to this side. After this ritual, you can decide if you want to pick it back up again. But I want your shoulders to drop. I want there to be more space between your jawline and your chest and your ears and your shoulders. So let's roll your shoulders a few times. Let's give them the space and the lightness that they've been desiring for too long. Let's shake out your hands a little bit. Let's kind of roll your neck and wiggle your toes. We are just getting into your energy. Let's let go of the heaviness. Let's take a sigh. Let's literally take an inhale, bring your shoulders up, and you're going to sigh and exhale and drop your shoulders. Let's do it 2 more times. You're going to take that inhale and exhale heavily with your shoulder drop, and you're going to take an inhale and exhale heavily with your shoulder drop. Now you're going to take a nice, big, huge inhale. So much so, moving energy. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to rub your belly and rub your hips and rub your thighs. You're getting into your body, but not in that tightness like, ooh, I have to get into my body. You're dropping in to say hello. Think of yourself as like stopping by to have some coffee. So as we just go down the chakras, the crown chakra on the top of your head, I'm just rubbing mine right now. I'm going to rub each one apparently, rubbing my third eye and my forehead, softly rubbing my throat, softly rubbing my chest, the solar plexus at the diaphragm, softly rubbing my belly again in the center for the sacral, rubbing my hips, rubbing my legs, going down into the earth star below my feet, rubbing my feet on the floor. Whew. Just releasing once again. We're softening. We're allowing things to melt away. We're not even going to name them. We're just going to let them melt away. Take that to-do list, let it evaporate. Take the woulda, coulda, shouldas, just they went off with that yoke onto the side. Oh, anybody who's aggravating you or any triggers, just let them go. Create space for yourself. They're not here right now. Poof, just push those away. Any worries you're just setting aside as well. Just let that beautiful seahorse energy, imagine that beautiful, colorful seahorse in the ocean. They kind of bob. They don't really go anywhere fast unless they want to. They're just kind of going with the flow. Imagine that drinking from that joyful, drink that could become, from the chrysocolla with that vibrant blue. Really super fun, playful. Letting yourself just dance with the sun and the moon as you just give yourself this space. And I'd want you to welcome just something frivolous, a little bit naughty, mischievous, playful, soft, quiet, relaxing, indulgent, luxurious, celebratory. Just let an idea come in. How are you celebrating you? Let's open up the energy right in front of you and on each side and behind you to receive. There's no request with this. There's no to-do. There's no reciprocity. You are simply and easily, effortlessly receiving. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Allow yourself to breathe in with that. If you feel any tightness in your body, put your hands there and breathe into that space. Let's let go of any resistance. And let's be an open vessel to receive. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Let's do that one more time. We're receiving. Oh, yes, please. Thank you very much. And with that, we're going to rub our thighs again. We're going to give ourselves a hug and rub our biceps, or if we're going all the way around our arms, our triceps. I'm going to roll our shoulders back, throw our head back. Shaking anything off, opening our eyes again and coming back into this space. Here I am. And make that commitment to do something fun, playful, mischievous, celebratory. Welcome back and happy new moon. You've been listening to the Strategic Oracle, where success isn't scaled from speed, but from soul. If this stirred something real, follow it. Apply for activation, enter the vault, or pause right here. Integration is leadership too. Because the truth is, you were never meant to chase the timing. You are meant to become it.